See you, James. Happy
Good evening,
Monday.
Laura.
We're going to start with the horrible poisonous air we've all been breathing in for the last 7 days. I have had a little tickle in my throat, I have to say. Don't know about yourself.
Gas masks.
Yes. Now, today, the government came out with a plan. They said you could drive your car, but only if your number plate had an odd number or an even number. I can't remember which one it is. Anyone else, sorry, you'll have to stay at home or you will have a fine.
That's
of
right.
20
So free
euros or
public
so.
transport over the weekend and some traffic restrictions over 3 days. And hey presto, Paris's pollution problems resolved, Laura. Would you know that there's local elections just around the corner?
Goodness me.
In any case, I think
cynic.
it's quite hilarious that it was pollution particle levels were at 140 per cubic
Worse
metre.
than Beijing, apparently.
That's right. Beijing is 120 net generally, although it can climb to 750. We weren't quite that bad. But in any case, it was quite serious. It has now dropped to 55 particles, which is well under 80 particles per cubic metre is what's considered safe.
That's the average for a European city.
That's right. In any case, let's take a look at some of what we've been seeing online. Now, as Mairead Dundas, our environment editor, has been saying on air today as well.
She's been out in the smog.
That's right, she's been out in the smog. Weather, the change in weather is probably a bigger factor, to be honest. The fact that there's a lot of wind at the moment, the fact that
yes, but if
it's
you
colder.
But if you were out in the countryside and you had this weather, the air would presumably be much cleaner, wouldn't it?
That's right. So I suppose
the cars do play a part.
It must have played some part indeed. And that even led to one Socialist Party senator saying, you know what, this worked so well, why don't we just ban cars in Paris full stop?
I'm all for that. I think that's
no
great
cars
idea.
at all.
Only taxis.
That's quite
taxis
an extreme...
and buses, why not?
Well, his point is, look, it forced people into... it wasn't his point, actually. It was an editorial writer for Le Lab d'Europe 1. He said, look, perhaps not a full ban, but what we've learned from this past weekend is people did carpool when they had to. It did reduce pollution levels. And
they left the car at home if they didn't really need it.
That's right. And there were far fewer traffic jams.
Because people make very short journeys in their cars and they don't really need to.
That's right. So it appears that when you have to toe the line, you do. So some people saying that we might have a lesson to learn from that, not just in pollution, high levels of pollution, but all across the year. Now, you had ministers, of course, jumping on the bandwagon, showing this is the health minister showing that she took an electric Autolib car. That's the free car scheme in Paris.
Yes, it's like the Velib, isn't it?
Exactly. So you had heard that. You had Jean-Marc Ayrault at some point, the Prime Minister, tweeting the fact that his car, there it is, was indeed within the travel restrictions. The registration plate.
He's parked badly, and he's parked in a disabled bay.
Oh dear.
Don't know why he's done
Maybe
that.
we should move on. That was bad PR by the Prime Minister. Hervé Morin, a centrist politician, he took the chance to say,
he's walking in front of a hedge.
That's right. He said, I didn't see any ministers carpooling. So, you see...
Well, we all know that François Hollande takes a motorbike, or shares a motorbike, doesn't he?
That's right. So he's doing his bit for the environment and his love life by going around on motorbikes.
Oh, right.
So there you go. I coined a word based on all this today, Laura, and I checked on Twitter to see if anyone else had come up with it. Politicians talking about pollution. Politicians, right?
Did you make that up yourself?
Well, I did, I have to say.
Oh, yes.
And what I realised,
Copyright
there are no more original ideas in the world. So when I went on Twitter, somebody had thought of it, but about 2 years ago.
Oh, never mind. You've brought it back from the dead,
exactly.
Isn't it? Now you'll be missing a big party in your hometown tonight, I would imagine, James.
I'm not sure I'm in the mood for it. It's a Monday, but will I show you what's going on?
Cork.
Let's take a look at the Dublin pub cam.
Happy St Patrick's Day.
Can you believe? Thank you very much. Can you believe that this actually exists? It's a Dublin pub cam.
There are Irish pubs everywhere in the world. Have you ever been anywhere in the world where there is not an Irish pub?
No, I haven't. That is an absolute fact.
They are a brilliant export.
Here is central Dublin. And you can see here, you can zoom in.
I've been there.
If they're talking about pollution particles per square metre in Paris, it's leprechaun hats per square metre in Dublin, or per cubic metre. I can tell you it is quite the scene. Is
it a big night? Is it a good night?
I think it is. It is. I mean, it can go a little bit overboard sometimes. I suppose.
Why are they having? Oh, it's a shame it's on a Monday. Everyone's going to be feeling a bit worse for wear tomorrow.
Well, it's a bank holiday in Ireland, so people they might be feeling the effects of it tomorrow. Now, that pubcam has been going all day. So one website in Dublin called thejournal.ie
so you can see people getting really messy.
has charted it, and you can see that by 2 or 3 p.m. the street had really
gone green.
livened up. Can I just show you very, very quickly? This is the Moulin Rouge in Paris, which turned green yesterday, and can-can dancers were joined by river dancers. Slowly but surely, Laura, taking over the world.
Did you feel at home, James?
Well, I wasn't there, but now looking at the video, I do.
Brilliant. Staying in with the windows shut, trying not to breathe, weren't you?
That's it. Staying indoors. Staying indoors.